Hello everyone and welcome back to Milo Farms. Well, fall is definitely upon us and we are starting to take a look at some Halloween stuff. So I just wanted to show these couple fog machines that I just picked up on Amazon. They're about $160 or so and they came in a pair, so $160 for two of them. And they're 1500 watt machines. You can see right here on the back they have the power connection and the power switch and then the connection for the remotes. It has a wireless remote that it comes with, as well as a wired remote. So you can see over here is the wired remote, and when you hit the button right here, you've got the fog that comes out. Another interesting thing about these is they have lights on the front as well that change color. For our application, the lights are not exactly what we want, but the smoke machines for the price are really good. I've had one of these already for a couple years. It's done really well, so I found these two and decided to get some more. So a couple things I wanted to take a look with these regarding the lights. There's a way that they can be disconnected if you want to disable the lights. And then one other thing that's kind of interesting is there's no ground connection from the cord to the frame of the unit, even though there is a ground in the cord. So looking at the back of the plug here, you can see we have an unused ground connection at the top. Then over here next to it, you've got the neutral. And then the hot side comes down this little link right here into a fuse. And then this is the hot wire here going up. So first thing I always like to do with these is I always like to add a ground to them. So I just make a wire that clips on here with a little spade connector. I think that's what you call them, at least. Drill a little hole in the side cover right here, bring it out and land it on that screw. These are the parts right here that I would use. This would go on the plug end, this would go through the side of the unit, and then it would just sit up close, and then this would ground it. So I think that works fine and makes it just a little safer, just in case something were to malfunction. Then the next thing we usually do is we like to disable the lights on these. The lights would work great if you were in like a club atmosphere maybe or something like that. But in our case, we want the smoke machine to be hidden out amongst the display. So as you can see here on this newer model, you've got these wires right here that go up to the front, and they've moved the control box that used to be back here onto right here, and it's kind of shrink wrapped. So all we're going to do is we're going to take these two wires, mark one of them with like a black Sharpie so you can see what it is if you ever wanted to reconnect it, so you can see which one goes to which. And then we're going to cut both wires, and we're going to put on a little connector on the side, and then they'll be disconnected and the lights will no longer work. So gone ahead and disconnected the wires. These ends, there's no reason that they need to be covered because there's nothing that they go to other than the light bulbs. So we can just tuck those back out of the way. The other end that actually has the power going to it, we have these little connectors on them, and it's labeled with the black and the non-marked. So we'll just take those and tuck them down in here. And those little connectors will protect the ends there, so everything should be good. And then as you can see here on the front, now that it activates, no lights, just the smoke coming out. So there's our ground all set up. We'll go ahead and put this cover back on. So there the ground is all finished up. So definitely check out these new fog machines that I picked up here. They're definitely, for the price, well worth it, I think. If you didn't want to modify them in any way and just use them as is, they work great. So coming up, we're going to have a couple more videos. One about how to make these run with the Light-O-Rama controller, and a second video about the fog fluid that we use for these. We use a 25% glycerin and distilled water solution, and I'll put the link to that glycerin in the description, but check out the other video coming up as well. So hope everybody enjoyed the video. Remember, you can't finish a project without getting started.